Alrighty, we're ready to go. Think of Mack trucks, leave a comment. The new ones, the old ones. Got some electric ones right there. I like that big hood one back there, at least it looks good. Personally, I like the Mack's pre-Volvo. But we're likely to bottom out. I am so not used to this transmission. Pull up to the gate and wait. Or not. Here, next on the agenda is getting fuel. far, believe it or not, mileage-wise, I've driven this truck bobtail more than I've driven it loaded. It's not counting an empty trailer. Get the point. And the last load was pretty light. It was only 33. This is 40, which is still pretty light. Mack dump truck or fire truck. Look at this entrance to the highway. Oh. Ha! That's not the entrance to the highway, is it? No, it's not. I got faked out. That right here. Man, how you make that without hitting the trailer on the curb? Swing wide. I bet I'm not the only guy to make that mistake too. go. Peterbilt work. You get this puppy dog down the road, don't we? $59 for both. It's a push either way. For me right now, it's just got fuel islands open. Bandit, whatever you want to call it. Envo now. It shows Envo. It doesn't even have the Envo signs on it, but they don't even have satellites. You got to fill one and the other. Just go over here. It's easier. Price is the same. What's he doing? He's doing ELD creep, ain't he? Oh, maybe not. Going slow over the bumps. Guess I can't blame him. Come on, big large unit. Should be larger than you are. Up in here and get some of that fuel. This guy heard on the radio, he referred to it as number 1 push water. Sorry, number 2. Number 2 push water. Number 2 diesel, push the truck, get it? Of course you did. Alrighty. Why not? Check the oil, good to go. So this truck is a 1999. It's a 99 VIN number. So the truck was built in 99. The engine was most likely built in 98 and installed in a 99 truck. So 99 and older is exempt from ELDs and emissions and all that, regardless of the engine manufacture date. If the truck was a 2000, the engine has to be a 99. If the engine is a 2000 in a 2000 truck, then you're not ELD exempt. If you're 2001 VIN, you are not exempt regardless of engine manufacturer year. Unless you're a glider, which this is not. So this truck still runs paper logs, just like Orwell. Better cup holder system. Orange just keeps falling out when I make a turn. And it ain't a hard turn either. Decided we are going to run 78, 81, 322 to 80. Let's go, hammer down. Good morning, everybody. It is 2 days later. Yesterday, we had the green APU installed on this truck. That's right. It's nice and warm and comfy in here. I just got back from inside the Quick Trip. We're in Tomo, Wisconsin. Got my chicken noodle soup. I got my orange juice, and I got me a sandwich for breakfast. We loaded Wednesday. We got to Lamont, Illinois. Spoke to our friends at Green APU, and they installed the unit on this truck. So now, roasty, toasty, warm, and nice. The APU being installed was in a previous video. I kind of had to skip around just way to filming schedule happened to play out. But right now, the now truck with no name is warm and fuzzy without the big Detroit running. So let's check out this little unit we've got. And what a beauty it is. The unit we installed on Orwell was a little under 3 years ago. Matter of fact, September in 22 is when we got the unit installed. There's a lot of little changes in this unit since Orwell was done. It's the same Star Edition unit, but there's a lot of little changes. Updated exhaust, it circles around and puts the pulses towards the center of the truck. That way it doesn't sound quite so loud. The other problem is this microphone. It's really not as loud as it sounds on TV. It's just whatever way microphones pick it up. One of these days I'll probably grab like a DB level or something and explain, but in previous videos you might have seen that even with Orwell, you won't hear the engine shut off over noisy idling trucks next to me. But there's no truck next to the truck on this side or that side right now. I really can't demonstrate that. Either way, there were a few differences done with the truck. Either way, there are a few differences in the unit. One other thing they did that did get upgraded on Orwell's was the air cleaner. Again, with the intake pulses. Quiets it down a little bit. The inside panel is slightly different and modified. They also have a free cooler in here for when it's really, really hot out. Helps to keep the air conditioner running and not have this little engine overheat. That's for extreme heat cycles where it's like you're like Laredo in like the dead of summer, that kind of thing. Those are the updates that I know of. There might be a few others that I don't, but either way, that's the unit. Of course, we got the stainless box top. Of course, we got the stainless box covers along with the catwalk top on it. That way you can walk on it, not damage it, scratch it, or otherwise mark it. So there we go. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut this off. We're gonna fire up the big 60 series Detroit that motivates the whole truck. And then we're gonna go and deliver our Mack Defense dump truck. Now, sadly, I did forget to mention that the green APU also maintains the engine at a decent temperature. Not quite at the operating temperature, but it's up there. In addition to keeping you warm, roasty, toasty inside the cab in the wintertime, it keeps your engine nice and warm too. Now, that's a 60 series Detroit. It's not as susceptible to your cold start as my mechanical Caterpillar and Orwell. However, the engine already is up to temp and ready to rock and roll as soon as we fire it. That makes winter starting so much easier on the batteries, the starter, and so forth. Of course, in the summertime, the air conditioner just reverses the process, and it uses the engine's radiator along with its engine block to maintain the cooling of the green APU little engine. It's a little 3-cylinder Kubota up inside there. So it's good for heat, good for air conditioning, good for all around. And we're not idling the big primary engine, saving you time and money. Alrighty, got my spoon. So while we wait a little bit for the truck to air up, I should gotta put air to the trailer. There we go. While we wait for that, let me get ahead and get some soup down, call the customer, and be ready to unload first thing. Because after we get done with this, holy crap, we're gonna put this truck to work. We got a real big load coming up. Chicken noodle soup. Should be the last load right before Mid-America we got to pick up later. That'll be on a different video. Man, oh man, are we going to torture test this truck. Got a sandwich from the Quick Trip. Got my orange juice. The same. Garbage bag there. Let's see what happens when I put the address in Google Maps. I called the point of contact. They didn't answer. Well, I think they start unloading at 8:30. If I remember right, that's what they told me. Sure did. Yeah, I'm over at the Quick Trip in Tolma. I'm getting ready to head down there now. Try to see where exactly, once they get on post there, where I'm taking it to. Okay, the address they gave me is 240. Yeah, it drops the. If you don't mind, I interrupt you real quick. It drops me my pin when I put that in there. It just says East G Street. It just puts me at the corner of East 12th Ave and East G Street. It's like a T intersection with a slight, like a curve around. Okay, once I get to that point, where am I going? Okay, yeah, that'd be obvious. A black Peterbilt with a big dump truck on it. Excellent. It shows me 20 minutes out. All right, sir. Thank you. All righty. Bye-bye. What do you know? Speaking of devil, he called me back. Probably the first person in the history of ever that works for the government that replied to a voicemail. Might be the first person in history of ever that replied to a voicemail. Period. Last night, I also got to the bottom of that annoying noise that's been bugging me like a siren underneath the hood of this truck. Been driving me up a wall. And I knew it was boost related. I was right. So while they were at Green APU, I had the hood up because they have to hook up the water lines from the Green APU to the engine. So the hoods went up. Well, the hood was up a while. So I just kept walking around and looking and thinking and looking and thinking. And I started grabbing clamps. And I'm like, it's a damn boost leak. It sounds like a boost leak. It's gotta be a boost leak. Well, the solid line, it goes from the air to air, the aftercooler in front of the radiator, because it goes from the turbo to a line through sets of boots. Like there's soft boots that go between the turbo, hard line is a boot, and a boot between the hard line and the air to air, and the hard line and the turbo. Same on the other side of the engine, so it goes across the air to air and into the engine, same way. Between the air-to-air and the hard line on this side of the engine, on the supply side into the engine. And that boot, between the air-to-air and the boot itself, that clamp was loose. Not really loose, but if you grab the threaded rod part of the clamp, you can wiggle it a little bit, and it wiggled. I'm like, that's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be real tight, because you're holding back almost like 30 pounds of boost, right? At least that's what the gauge reads, close to 30. when she's really getting on it. Anyway, that clamp was loose, and you can still wiggle the boot between the air-to-air and the clamp just a little bit. So it's tight enough to not blow off, but loose enough for air to escape. And that noise is that boot flapping in the breeze, so to speak. And that was the cause of my problems. Now, clearing that noise up does mean I hear a slight different whine from the turbo at times. And I don't know if the cameras picked that up or not. Right, stop doing it now. At the time we're almost done with the truck, and I asked one of the guys down Green APU, they also have a truck repair shop. They'll do, you know, basic repairs on equipment over there as well. And I'll straddle it. I don't want to catch it with the trailer. This trailer on this truck rides pretty low. So I said, hey, I'm one of the guys, I'm like, hey, can you see if you have a clamp like this? They said, yeah, sure. So they took the clamp off, but the problem with the clamp was rusty. The bolt was bottomed out as far as you could torque it down because the clamp was rusty. So they took it off and replaced it for me. So now I no longer have that siren sound and noise underneath the hood.